Hello and welcome to my channel, Inspiring Life Changes. My name's Colette and this is a reading for all Aries out there. Aries Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Ascendant. It is a general reading, so it won't resonate with everybody out there, but it hopefully will have some message for most of you. If you can't, or if you don't feel as though it's your reading, you can always check out your moon sign, Venus sign and your ascendant. If you're not sure of what they are, I will attach a link in the description below. So you can go, if you know your time of birth, even if you don't know your time of birth, you can get a pretty good look at where your planets are by putting in the midnight, or yeah, I think it's the midnight, maybe mid-afternoon as well, timing. So that being said, like I said, this is a general reading. If you want a personal reading, which will give you more insight, information and clarity into your own situation, then my details will also be in the description below. Send me an email and I will get back to you. All my information, a bit about who I am, how long I've been doing this, will all be in the description below. So take your time, have a read. So I'm going to ask the cards for messages for Aries. Messages for Aries. From now until the end of October. We have a new moon coming up on the 27th of October, which I will be doing another reading for, a collective reading. I might also do separate readings for each sign. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do all this yet. I've only just started out on this channel, so I'm going to find my way. It could all change over the next few weeks, months. So, a reading for Aries. What are the messages for Aries? What is it, universe, that Aries needs to know at this present time? What would you like Aries to be aware of? What does Aries need to know? What is it that's in their best interests to know at this present time? What is it that Aries needs to know? What do you want to tell Aries, universe? What is it that Aries should be aware of? Okay, we're going to have 3 cards drop out here, so we'll take the first card, which is the Tower. This is the center of your reading, the Tower card. Now the Tower card is a situation of, well, it's a bit like evolving, evolving really. It always appears as though what's happening is happening from a external point of view, or an external means. Like something comes in and sweeps everything that you know, that you because the Tower represents us. It's our structure. It's what we build up around ourselves as we go through life. We kind of create all this kind of concrete belief systems and things that restrict us, and there's a point in our lives, a time in our lives when we kind of say enough, I have to break free of this, I have to get out of this situation. But in order to do so, in order for that breakthrough to happen, it usually causes chaos, upheaval, mayhem. We can lose all those things that we've been relying on, friends, family. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it can happen. Those are the kind of things that the Tower can bring in. This kind of sense of no longer, like being on shaky ground, of no longer having the crutches that we're used to using and the things that we lean on, whether it's people, whether it's our belief systems, our ideas, what we think the way the world should be. So the Tower is coming in to saying it's time for you to break free of all this stuff that you've built up around you, and it's kind of like you become so restricted, so like being in a straitjacket, that you can no longer breathe properly. And so, like I said, it always seems to happen from an external viewpoint, though. There always seems to be something that kind of comes in and we go, oh my God, how did that happen? Why did that happen? But it happens because there's a part of us that's going, I need change. I need this to happen in my life, even if you're not aware of it. But it's something that we can evolve from. If we stay in the same place, we can't grow. So really it's a card of allowing us to go beyond where we have been up to that point. And that, Aries, is at the centre of your reading. Two other cards fell out, so I'm going to put one above. This is your conscious awareness card. It's what's in your head and what you are aware of is going on, and there's a need here for you to sit back and take some time. And I would say that if this has already occurred, and it being at the centre of your reading, it probably has occurred, or it is occurring, or it's going to occur quite soon. This card is saying, once that's happened, once the Tower has hit, you need to sit with what's happened. Don't rush into anything. Don't make any major decisions. Don't decide that you're going to, that you have to fill that space, if you like, with something else. This is saying, take your time. Four of Swords, take your time. Just let the dust settle. Let things come back to a normality, because often when we kind of rush ahead and rush forwards, we can mess things up and make them worse than if we just let them be. And this really is a card of saying it's time to let it be at the moment. It's time to just sit back and allow the events to unfold the way they're going to unfold. And this is what's in your head and what you are aware of at the present time. And what you have underneath you and what you're not so aware of is the Magician. And the Magician is, it's the deep root, it's the subconscious, it's what we don't know on some level is taking place. But the Magician is that crossroads. It is standing literally at that crossroads with everything that you need. You've got it all there. And this, I would say, with the Tower in the centre and the Four of Swords above, the Magician below you is saying that you need to change. You've reached a crossroads in your life, and that's why the Tower's come in. You've reached a crossroads. You aren't sure which path to take, But which path you take isn't really the issue here. It's more about manifesting what it is that you really want in your life, Aries. It's about saying, I am in control of my life. I can bring things down and make them concrete. I can make the unknown into the known. I can bring it into the real world, the reality. But in order for you to go there and actually let that happen, you have to have a tower moment. And tower moments aren't bad. They're not bad moments. They can be scary. They can be disconcerting. They can be times in our lives when we just feel the chaos. It's just also chaotic. But out of that chaos often comes something much greater. And that's what the magician here is saying. He's saying trust that something better is going to come for you. The red cloak that he wears here relates to the physical realm. It relates to the red chakra, the base chakra, the physical realm. In Native American Indians, they always say the red path, walk the red path, and walking the red path was walking your walk, talking your talk, and doing and being authentic, being yourself, which is often very difficult in our world today, to actually be who you truly are and who you were meant to be when you came here, because there's so many other issues, there's so many other people that we want to try and keep happy in our lives along the way, and sometimes by keeping everybody else happy we don't keep ourselves happy, and then it just all spirals out of control, which is really what the Tower is saying here. It spirals out of control because sometimes we try to create something or create everything for other people without really taking our own authenticity, our own inner sense of worth into the story. So that's what the magician is saying below you. It's the subconscious realm, the deep realm, bringing down the imagined, the imaginary into the physical realm. It's why he points up with one hand and down with the other. And he has all these tools there. All these tools, the intellect, the sword of intellect, the caduceus of creativity, the cup of the emotions, and the pentacle to bring it all into physical reality. The feeling realm, not the feeling realm, sorry, the physical realm, the doing realm. So, universe, what else does Aries need to know at this time? Aries obviously needs to know this. So these are the cards that have just jumped out. We have the 10 of Wands, which is in the position of moving away. And this card is about a final completion with the fact that it's 10. But it's also about oppression. It's about bringing yourself down. It's about not believing that there is any point to what you're trying to achieve, or can you achieve it? It's the struggle. It's the struggle in life. It's the kind of getting to that point of saying, this is really hard work. This is really bringing me down. The boat, for me, always represents life itself. It's like this is the boat that took him off on his adventure, and his adventure brought him back this beautiful gold fleece, which is lying at his feet, but that no longer gives him any joy. Because all of this creativity is he doomed himself in a way, because he doesn't see any way forward. He he doesn't see anything else that's going to fulfill him and give him that passion, and that what else can he do. You know, it's a bit like a masterpiece. It's like a painter with a masterpiece, or a musician with an amazing album that everybody just loves. And also not just musicians and painters, but artistic, you know, the creative endeavor. It's like it gets to the point where, you know, if you create something that has that much value to other people, not just to yourself but to other people, there's always this kind of how much better can I ever do anything as good as that again? You know, can I ever go any further? Can I go beyond that? Because that was like my masterpiece. So what am I to do now? You know, it's like the mental block, the creative block, you know, that writers get and artists in general get when they kind of like, you know, they can't see themselves ever getting beyond that point. So that's what the Ten of Wands is saying. But it's also saying that it is a 10, it is a completion. So there is a need for you to break out of that, break out of it with the Tower here. The need to break out of it, to not allow yourself to stay stuck in that same place, not to allow yourself to become caught up in what you've achieved already, and that is the only thing that you will ever be known for or achieve in your life. The next card that fell out is the Five of Wands. Now the Five of Wands is an interesting card because it's about battling with yourself. The dragon to me represents our own demons, our own monsters, the things that we don't want to face within ourselves. And in this particular card, it's the fleece. He has to fight the dragon to win the fleece. But the dragon is like the inner battle that we have to go through. Can we do this? Should we do this? Are we good enough to do this? Can we, will we be successful if we try this? It's a bit like as a kid when you've got the, you know, the monster under the bed, and the monster gets bigger and bigger in our own head because we don't look under the bed to see monsters there because the monster's scary. So it's basically saying, you know, that we allow those things to get bigger and bigger within our own mind, within our own fear of something that we don't want to face. So the Five of Wands is saying that we have to face up to this. We can't run and hide from it. We have to face it. If we want to achieve something, we have to face our own blockages, which is really what the Five of Wands is about. And also what came out there was the Six of Cups, which is a card of nostalgia. Each of these cups here represents a situation of remorse, regret, sorrow, could have, should have, would have, if only, why didn't I could have done this better, I could have thought that through more, all the kind of regretful thoughts that go through our head when we lose something, because the Six of Cups is a card of loss. And the card that the cup that she's holding in her hand here is the latest loss, should we say. So all these are kind of past regrets of things that have happened, and this is the most recent loss in her life. And there is a feeling of nostalgia here. There is a feeling of still wanting something, still looking in the same place for something. In a relationship, it's still wanting to be in a relationship with the person that you've just had an argument with or fallen out with, or you've left, you haven't seen them for a while. But there's still this feeling, there's still this yearning and this longing that you can't get beyond, you can't move past it. But also there's this knowing that you can't change what's happened, you can only move forward. You can only take that cup with you forward. Whether it's into another relationship or whether it's into trying to resolve the relationship that you are in or have recently left or left a while back. But there is this yearning and nostalgia with this cup. Things aren't finished. So we have a time of needing to sit still and reflect, which very much relates to the Six of Cups as well. What's in your head and what you're aware of is that there is this need to sit back and wait and reflect and allow things to happen and unfold the way that they're going to unfold, rather than to rush in and try to make things happen the way you want them to happen, which often can cause situations to get worse because we don't always know the right thing to do at the right time. But the energy that is moving in is the Five of Wands. So there is a situation where you are going to have to face your demons. And two more cards here. We have got the Two of Pentacles, which is in the reverse. So it's saying the Two of Pentacles is about starting over again, of gathering all your tools together, very similar to the Magician in the sense of he's gathered all his tools together down here, and these tools are all laid out on this table here as well. But because it's in reverse, it would say that, and I've put it over the Five of Wands, it would say that there's a fear here of not believing that you're capable, that you can achieve it, that it is something that you can make into a business, something that's going to be fulfilling for you, something that will be successful for you. There's just this general overall feeling of, oh, I can't do that, that's difficult, that's too hard, that's not something that is achievable for me. And actually it is achievable. You just need to face that dragon, face that demon, because the Magician down here is saying that you have everything you need. It's all there, it's all ready, it's all waiting. And the last card that we have here is the Hermit. Very similar again, Four of Swords, Six of Cups, Hermit energy, nostalgia, waiting. But the Hermit is that energy of looking within yourself to light your own way. He holds the lamp here, and he also holds the scythe in this card, and the scythe represents all the stuff that we no longer need in our life. It's saying cut it away, cut it out, remove it, get rid of it, whether it be old friendships that no longer work, whether it be work relationships that no longer work, whether it be things from your past that you're still carrying with you. The Hermit is going within to take stock. He's got the crow on his shoulder, to give him some advice. And he's wrapped himself up to hide himself away. And another interesting fact about the Hermit is you don't have to lock yourself behind closed doors to be a hermit. You can be a hermit by just being very withdrawn and very insular, even when you're out and about or you're at a party. It may be a time where you feel that you don't fit in, you don't feel as though you're actually there in body and mind. You're just kind of there in body, but you're not really feeling anything, experiencing anything. You've kind of cut yourself off from everything. You kind of have numbed yourself in some ways. It's a bit like mummifying. I tend to think of this card as a bit of being like a mummy who's kind of just wrapped up in their own world of thought. And often this comes after a time of hurt and pain, and something that we need to look at our lives. And with the Tower card here, the Tower card and the Hermit card together are very kind of saying, like, you know, it's time to cut things out. It's time to reinvent yourself, if you like. It's time to go beyond what you thought was possible and step out into a time of being strong, a time of finding your inner strength and your will to succeed and battle through that negative voice in your head that tells you that you can't do it, it's not possible, and see that you do have, if you turn it up the right way, Two of Cups, you do have something that you can make work for you. So I'm going to pull a card from the Ask and It Is Given cards by Esther and Jerry Hicks of Abraham Hicks fame. If you don't know who Abraham Hicks is, I suggest you go and look him up online somewhere. Beautiful cards though, really beautiful cards. So let's see what they have to say for Aries today. What is the message that Aries needs to hear to go along with this reading? Time of being withdrawn at the moment, time of staying on your own path, looking within to find the answers, cutting away what you don't need, the dead, the extraneous, all that stuff, the baggage that we carry around with us. You no longer need it. But it's okay to stay in the dark for a bit. It's okay to be in that place of not knowing. The Four of Swords up the top. And Six of Cups with the nostalgia. So what is the message for Aries? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Aries. Now to the end of October. Universe, what would you like to tell Aries? What do you think Aries needs to know? Oh, there we go. And the message is, I now hold the key to creating my every desire. What a lovely card that is. There's the key. And the Hermit often has a key. The key, the lamp lighting the way to the door with the key. And the Magician has the key. He holds the key to manifesting what it is that you desire in your life. And this card is saying it is not possible to consistently feel positive emotion about something and have it turn out badly. For the way you feel will tell you if you are allowing your natural well-being or not. Once you understand that the way you feel indicates your level of allowing or resisting, you now hold the key to creating anything you desire. There you go. There you go. About facing your outcome. You understand that the way you feel and your desires create what it is that will make you happy. It will bring it into your life. So there you go, Aries. That's the reading from now until the end of October. I thank you very much for watching my video, for being here to the end. If you like my video, could you please like, subscribe and tap the bell so that you can get other videos that I will be doing in the future. And take care. Many blessings, and I'll see you